those are the drinks. What else? Weekends. Do we discuss that?
When, oh, oh, yes. This will lead me down like a topic here.
Yes.
But
Yes.
on when you say something's a zombie movie and
Yes.
then
Yes.
you
Yes.
add zombies that are like 8 feet tall and they're look like monsters, that turns into a monster movie for me. Like
So there's a fine line. Okay. So,
Resident Evil, monster movie.
no, wait, hold on a second. There's infection films and there's zombie films. So the technicality here is you have to die and come back to life. The problem with
Yes,
Resident Evil is you get hit with an injection. It's a biochemical, and that would
right.
be
I
considered
get it.
a bioweapon. So you and I are on the
And
same page. That is
they had
not
they had
a
weird
zombie film.
animals and all that stuff that were
Yes.
infected and
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes. That is
So
not a zombie film. Mm-mm.
Dead Island 2 just
Yes.
hit Game
Oh yeah, I
Pass
hear
and I
that.
started
That's
playing it.
looks like it's awesome. Looks like it's
It's
awesome.
fantastic.
Yes,
And
it
they're
looks like
saying one of the best zombie games ever. I'm like, this is not a zombie game.
no,
When
no, they're
when
wrong.
you have zombies that are like 10 feet tall and they look like
It
Dwayne Johnson,
it
that's a
excludes them.
monster.
It
Yeah,
immediately excludes them. Give me 1 second. I have to rebalance my audio so that I can actually hear
you're
you.
good.
I turned it down and then I turned it up. So basically, I hate Windows sometimes. Go ahead. So zombie film? No,
But yeah,
not a zombie film.
yeah.
Not at all.
So yeah, same with
Not a
games.
zombie
So
game.
you add like a unkillable 10-foot zombie that like has to like
Yeah,
destroy the building to
100%.
get in through walls. That's a monster movie.
It's a monster
That
movie. Yeah, or an infection film. So
yes,
28 Days Later is an infection film, and I call it that because of the one drop rule. Like literally one
I get
drop
it.
gets into the guy's
Yep.
eye. My favorite scene.
I would even say
Always
that's
has to be
more of
eye.
a zombie movie than Infection,
I
only
would too.
because
I would
there's
too.
no big Jason
Well, you see, that's why I
chasing you.
say it's okay. So we've got three different kinds here. We've got the zombie
Yes.
films, which are legitimate zombies. Things die and they come back to life. That's a zombie.
Yes.
We've got infection films where you have some kind of bio weapon or something that gets into
Right.
people's skin and or the blood, however it gets into you. So like in 28
Uh-huh.
Days Later, it had to be blood contact. Anything like
Yes.
somebody could sneeze on you, you're fine. But if somebody got cut or bites you, then you
Right.
turn into the infected. Now, the third thing is you're talking about what you just said 15 times, a monster film. Now, a
Yes.
monster film is where normally number two, which is the infection, makes you wait for it, mutate. And then you
Yes.
mutate into something bigger or smaller or
Right.
stranger or weirder. And that's Resident Evil, 100% Resident Evil.
100%.
It also is what you were just saying. So the new now, how is the last one though? How is the version one? How did they do it in version one
So
of that?
so there's been a lot of games that are like this.
Yeah,
There was like Dead Island and then there was Dead
Dead Reckoning,
something. Dead
yeah,
yeah, or Dead Rising. Dead Rising.
Dead Rising,
Where
but Dead
you're in a
Rising
mall.
wasn't Dead Rising based off of the franchise, Evil Dead franchise, or am I getting it wrong?
It was more based on Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, okay,
Where
got
Night of
it,
the Living
got
Dead
it.
2, where they went into the mall and they started, yeah.
Yeah,
But that game, they
yes,
didn't
yes, yes.
have big old huge monsters. And it was more like Doom,
No.
where it was like the God view that I really don't
Oh
like.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The three quarter. It was it straight down or was it three quarter mode?
It
Like,
was
were
like
you
three
looking at them
quarter.
from? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, no, no. I'm just asking because a lot of strategy games will give you a map, so you're here,
Right.
and it's completely top down. And then they've got that three quarter view where you're like looking in over his shoulder.
Yes.
But I agree with you. I like first person more.
Me
I
too.
like first person with good maps. I guess I should
This
say.
and
I
yeah,
did
this
no maps is
Dead
first person's rough.
Dead Island is great. I
Enjoying
already
it?
put in like maybe 4 hours into it. And the thing of it is too, if it's too hard, I
Yes.
can opt in for someone else to join me and then
Oh,
kick them
cool.
out
Cool.
when
That's
like
awesome.
they die or I die. I'm just like,
I
okay,
get you.
nah, now I don't need their help. Um,
Gone.
but the way that they bring in characters, like if someone's from outside, they have their own story and they're working in on their own story. You're just part of that story.
I get you.
and
I get
I'm
you.
part of that
And
story. Like just
now,
like
can you join theirs? Can you
I
go
can.
join somebody
Yes.
else's? Okay,
Yes.
cool. And is
And
there like any that are run by a community, meaning not an individual? Because it sounds like
I'm
he was a
sure there
PvP.
is.
Like, okay, cool.
But
I just wasn't
so
sure. So
there's no like player versus player. So if the guy
okay,
comes up behind me and he starts shooting or like
yeah,
has a knife, he'll hit the zombie. He won't hit me, which I
that makes
like
sense.
because
Yes.
I'm terrible at
Right.
co-op
No,
games.
I can't stand co-op games where you can kill people because then it becomes a different game that you're playing. You're no longer
Right.
playing like let's work together. You're playing like I should say most people aren't. I'm just taking a behind the scenes picture so that I can remember what we did
Hmm.
later.
You're
Um,
good. But yeah,
so that
so
sounds
it,
like
it just
you played
it
some
irked
video
me
games.
when
That's
when
awesome.
I when I heard, one of the best zombie games ever. And I'm like, this
Yeah.
is not a zombie
Well,
game.
yeah, exactly. And what it comes down to is they need to put it in a category that's going to make them some cash. Because let's be honest, like if it's not zombie film, then
I know. And everybody throws up like Resident Evil on like some of the best zombie movies ever made. And I'm like,
not a
no,
zombie film. Yeah, I'm
no.
trying to balance the audio. We'll see if it's balanced. This is the hardest part of the
Okay.
show when you're a one man band because I literally can't. I can't balance the audio the way a normal audio engineer would. Like normally, you listen to everything and you go, "Oh, okay,"
Right.
and you change it. Well, I can't hear myself without totally making this a spastic event. And then so I rely heavily on like the meters that I have. And the problem is
Uh-huh.
sometimes the meters, I'm looking at them, I'm like, are we close? Are we near each
I
other?
don't
It's just a big
I,
pain sometimes.
I don't know.
My weekend was spent doing, and let me see if I've got one that's, I don't know
Oh,
if this is the cool one or not. Go ahead, sorry,
I
before
did
I do
I
that.
did watch a great movie,
Ooh, what movie did you watch?
Dark Harvest on Amazon.
Dark Harvest. Huh.
It's like
What's
an
it
Amazon
about?
original movie, and it's set
Okay,
in
got it.
Halloween, and every
Uh-huh.
single Halloween, this town, um, sounds weird, but they
Yeah.
for 3 days they lock up all the teenagers, like the boys.
Okay.
They starve
Okay.
them to death,
Oh,
and
okay.
and you you have to kill somebody, and
Okay, I'll have to watch that.
it's
That
a
sounds
monster movie. It's a monster movie too. I will let you know.
okay. Okay.
And so whoever the boy
Okay.
that they kill
Yes.
turns into the monster the next Halloween.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And
Interesting.
it's a
Hmm.
harvest movie where if they don't do this, none of their crops
Hmm.
grow, none of their not their town won't be,
Yeah. Everything
thriving,
goes to
all that stuff.
everything
Yeah.
goes into the shitter. It's basically it's your classic apocalypse movie. It's basically Cabin in the
Yes.
Woods, except on a regional scale because it's only everybody in that area, right? It's not
Yeah,
the entire
and
world, is it?
just that area. Just that little
Yeah.
area.
That's what I
You
thought.
know,
Just that local
where we have
area.
to sacrifice in order to keep the crops going, like to the sun god. But yeah.
Right. And the sun god gets pissed if we don't. So
It was
I
it
have
was well done, well acted, everything.